Hello, so this might be the new YouTube setup. I'm currently in my new apartment. Everything's echoey because I have yet to set up any furniture in this place. It's all just full of half empty boxes because I've been trying to unpack my books and my toys first. So that's been a whole thing. I am also on the side of the highway, so if you hear the scary motorcycles zooming by, that's why. Um, that's what's going on over there. I'm trying to think of what else because this is going to be kind of an in-between video that I'm going to post between my bigger videos that I've been doing that are like an hour long. I just want this to kind of be a half hour, like 20 minutes, and to just be an area where I can give you life updates, but then also kind of add in little addendums to my videos because there are certain things that I forgot to say, definitely in a good few of my videos, and I just wanted to, throw them in. So I'm trying to think. I think the last video I made as of late was the trans death video. And I feel like there was so much I left out about my friend who died. To the point that like I feel like I almost didn't want to post the video because I felt like I didn't have enough while simultaneously I said too much about certain things. But that's just how it is when you make videos, I think. Especially when you don't have them perfectly scripted and they're not all edited and everything. Like I don't like to edit. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't edit because I like to just post what I'm thinking and I don't know, whatever I had on these fun outlines. Like I don't really like to have everything be too polished because I feel like it feels too like curated. And I know that's the point of a lot of YouTube videos if you want to make like a concise like fun point with like interesting editing, but for me I just like to say whatever and then kind of see how it goes because those are the types of videos that I like to watch. I don't necessarily like to watch the videos where you have everything, once again, like kind of almost professionally cut together. Because A, that takes a lot of time, and then B, it's just, I don't know. I feel like my brain shuts off to a certain extent because I feel like I'm just watching TV at that point. I feel like I'm not watching YouTube, if that makes sense. So that's why my videos are always me just like doing the magic dance and just like saying random things. So yeah, there's that. I feel like the thing that I left out in the trans death video that I kind of think about a lot, which is maybe I'm kind of glad I left it out because I feel like it didn't fit in with the rhythm of the video, is this whole thing of my very good friend died. And I say my very good friend, and for me, that's a euphemism for somebody I was deeply in love with for like multiple years of my life who had a radical impact in a positive way on every single thing and every single choice that I, make now. So that's I don't know, very good friend is the shorthand for all of that. And I feel like ever since my friend died, I have not been able to date really. It's literally been 7 years since I've formally dated in person. I went out on Tinder dates once in a while, like literally once, maybe every other year for like a few months. I get like the itch to like go out on dates, and those never end well for various reasons. And then I have like internet dated somebody for a solid period of like 6 months, and we talked every day and everything else. It's just I felt like there's this presence of our, kind of distance in our relationship because of the fact that I'm still very in love with somebody who died. And I feel like I have a really hard time navigating that because the thing is, I feel like a lot of people who are mourning the loss of a loved one to the point that they can't date are normally in the age range of like maybe 60 to 80 because it's like, oh, my longtime wife died or something like. But for me, it's literally just this person who is so important in my life that it's almost difficult for me to like look at anybody and then not compare them to that person. And I know that's not fair to a lot of people that I date or have tried to date. It's just a lot. It's a lot for me to really think through and handle. So that's kind of the part of the whole death video that I felt like I really could not squeeze in because once again, like where are you gonna put that in? Like at the end where it would be completely random, or in the middle where like I'm trying to tell a cohesive narrative about what happened in regard to their life and my life as a result. Like, it just felt like something that I can never really talk about in public, and I'm talking about it now because I just feel like it's important. I've just been alone for a very long time, and I kind of prefer it that way because, like, outside of my friend dying, I've also just had really bad dating history because I tried to replicate the relationship I had with my mom, which was very much me feeling like I love the person, and if I love somebody, I owe them a lot. And that's obviously not a balance. It's kind of an impossible standard to meet, especially if I'm expecting the same from the other person. Even though the funny thing is, I never expected that from the people I dated. I was always just like giving everything and then being like, it's fine, you don't have to do anything. Like, my mom didn't reciprocate ever, so you don't have to reciprocate ever. And like, I really was not feeling like the balanced love that I was looking for. It was definitely just me feeling like I'm running after this person trying to get their approval 24/7, and it didn't feel good because it felt like no matter what I did, it just wouldn't be enough, because I also feel like, not for nothing, the pattern with a lot of the people I date is they're very unavailable in specific ways. It's either they pull away super hard or they push into me super hard to the point that I felt like I would be losing my identity to these relationships, because it was such an intense, you know, togetherness that I wasn't really feeling close, but I was feeling suffocated, if that makes sense. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like between me and Darby, which is the person who died, like, things are really good because there was the right amount of distance, but also the right amount of togetherness when we were like hanging out and being together. So it was, I don't know, it's just like a tough balance to strike, I think, and I don't know if I can ever stop comparing other people to them. Which I know isn't fair, because like, obviously every single person's different and there's different types of love with different types of people, whatever, whatever. It just feels like I can't let go of that type of love, because it felt like everything I needed at the time. Like, it, literally, it just, just everything, art wise, friendship wise. I mentioned in the video, but like, we had never had sex. We never even kissed, because things were too dangerous at the school and in the town that I lived in. I genuinely do believe that if I had gotten together with them at the time, like, violence would have been enacted upon us. Like, it would have been really bad. So like, it's kind of just that almost like perfectly vacuum sealed relationship that was exactly what I wanted at the time, so nothing else can compare. And I feel like, once again, that's not fair for anybody who like tries to, I don't know, tries to date me or whatever. But even then, I feel like it doesn't even get to that point anymore, because the older you get, I think definitely the more closed off and unavailable people get, because they're just kind of like, I don't know, very set in their ways. And like, if they don't get exactly precisely what they want out of a relationship, even if they're like me and what they wanted out of the relationship was not even good for them, if it's not this one exact thing, it seems like it's just not going to happen. So at this point, or at least that's people I've met, or at least people have tried to approach me in a very specific way, and then even the people who have approached me are either A, white, and I'm like, I can't date a white person again. Like, I just can't. Like, I've had too many bad experiences, and also like, I feel like every relationship I've been in, which has been, well, that's not true. I've either been with white people or I've been with people who are very white looking, but they're like mixed or something. And it's been a thing of, I feel like there's just such a disconnect between me and them, and like the way life is for me on a social, socio-political, economic level versus how life is for them. It's like kind of difficult to even articulate like the level of divide that there is. And I feel like, literally, like, I know that everybody's different, and even with people of color, like, because I've dated, all the dates I've been on in the past few years have been with people of color, there's just always still a divide of me not really having a deep connection to my personal culture or family, because I just don't have those things. Like, it's just how it is. And then also, this sounds obvious, or at least it should be, like, just because you're both people of color doesn't mean you have like everything in common. So I think I'm having difficulty just connecting with people in general, and like kind of getting to the point where the connection feels secure enough that you can start to maybe think about romance. Like, it never gets to that point. I also feel like once again, I put in a lot of effort, and I don't expect the same insane amount of effort that I try to put in, but at the same time, I feel like I've lowered the effort that I put in, and I've also lowered my expectations of the effort that I expect to, get out of the situation. I'm not talking about anything crazy. I'm literally just talking about somebody like showing up on time to the date, and us having things in common, and just like us being able to hang out without them being on their phone every 5 minutes, and then like not for nothing, like this sounds kind of random, but like I feel very out of the loop because when I say I'm not a technology person, I genuinely am not on TikTok. I'm not on social media actively anymore. I have an account, but I never use it because it's for art, and even then I'm like, this is pointless because this is all art that I made 4 years ago, so it's kind of irrelevant to me. um I don't know, there's a lot of things that I feel like there's like almost a gap where like all I do is sit around and like draw things and watch YouTube videos about random stuff and read books. Like I'm very the closest I've been into the loop is like literally just watching Hassan Piker's broadcasts, and like that's it. Like that's where I get kind of my updated information about the world as a whole, like, which sounds like ridiculous because like that man is we feel several ways about that man. We do support him, but also sometimes he says things and I'm like, sir, I can't watch you for a week because you just said that. Because you're just like, at the end of the day, you're just a dude, you're just a man, like whatever. But yeah, I just have no idea what the fuck is happening in the world. Just kidding, I'm not like ignorant about world news and politics. I try to keep up with that stuff, but I read news articles and I like keep up with the news every day. I literally look at like what's going on like the Google News page, and I just like look everything up when, you know, it's like news time, and I stay informed. I just don't stay informed in the same way on social media that a lot of people do. So that's like a weird situation I found. I know there's probably other people my age who maybe are like that, but like I just have yet to find them. And then also like I don't know. I got bullied a lot in school, which I've mentioned, and I like say that all the time, and I feel like it sounds very vague and abstract, but like to clarify, because I said one thing and said the other thing, and maybe it was confusing. I didn't have friends until I was maybe in 8th grade. So like for the first 14 years of my life, 15 years of my life, I legitimately had no connections to people. Like I wouldn't go over to anybody's houses. I would not be talking to people in school. I would literally sit by myself in the library and eat lunch, or I'd sit in the bathroom and eat lunch since you weren't allowed to have food in the library. Like I would be completely by myself, and I liked it that way because it was either that or I'd be getting bullied. Like I never really had positive social interactions for like several reasons. I was just a weird kid, and I understand that. I was not raised in a typical household, like typical household, excuse me. I was definitely raised in this weird way of like almost like a bubble of specific entertainment from the 50s and 40s that my mom would show me, and then that was really it. Sometimes I would watch cartoons on TV because my parents got tired of dealing with me, so they'd be like, go downstairs and watch one of your VHSs, or like go downstairs and watch the cartoons, it's Saturday, go do what you want. I'd be like, okay. So other than those things, like I feel like I just didn't have anything in common with people. Like I would not be doing activities that kids would normally be doing, like, oh, like go to soccer, go to dance, go to this program that like you'll interact with other kids and like make friends. Like that was not me. My parents just didn't do that with me. They did it with my sister for whatever reason, but they did not bother with me. So it was just hard for me to like talk to people. And then the first friends I did make, we bonded over anime and Percy Jackson. So those were the friends that I had. We were all just kind of like weird losers who also like, they also didn't have many friends either. So like we were tight in that way, and I really loved them. But as we grew up, we grew apart because like the funny thing is everything became about boys, and I would have to make up crushes to try to relate to my friends, and they would be like, I really like this guy, who do you like? And I'd be like, I like Brian, he just goes to another school. Like that kind of thing. So I just I don't know, I have a hard time connecting with people in general, and I have a hard time even dating. Like there were moments where like with my last girlfriend, who was entirely online, like it would be a moment of her, like them being like, oh, like I had friends and we did this thing and we were really weird, but we had fun. I was like, yeah, I did not do softball, so I cannot relate. Or like, I did not do this other activity, so I can't relate because my mom didn't bother pushing me to make friends. And I didn't like most of the kids because they were racist to me, or they'd be mean to me because I like had boy interests and was interested in boy stuff, or whatever you want to call it. So, or not just even gendered boy stuff. Like it was like, you like loser stuff like Percy Jackson and musicals and all this other like shit that we're not interested in. So like go sit in the corner because we don't want to talk around you even because we think you're weird. So like just a lot of like me trying to say 5 things at the same time. Just a lot of heavy, like, I'm not even gonna try to say ostracization. I said it. Just let me rephrase it. I got ostracized and bullied a lot, so like I just have issues interacting with others, and also I maybe have, I should probably get tested, huh? I should probably get tested for autism. I feel like I probably should, but I don't want to because A, it's expensive, B, what is it going to do for me at this point as an adult, and then C, maybe if I find out that I actually am on the spectrum, I will literally have a fucking life crisis and it will not be good for me. So I just have a lot of things going on that make it difficult for me to socialize with people, even at the ripe old age of 27. So I just keep to myself and I read my books and I hang out and I do, whatever I feel like doing. And I'm okay with that. And like, the only issue is if I'm like that and I need to date somebody who's like that, I'm probably not going to meet the person because they fucking stay in their house 24/7. So like I feel like that's why a lot of people date through Instagram because like it's connecting people who maybe are not super socially active normally, but whatever, I digress. I don't even think I want to date right now, and like I thought about downloading maybe a dating app and just seeing who's around in the area, but like I don't even know if I want to do that cuz from the people I saw recently who live in the area, they're all very like ooky spooky white people who dress like they don't have money but also secretly have $1 million because they live up here probably in a big fancy house and like have like a million guns and like because it's a very rural area yet again. I'm a fool and I moved into a rural area, so like I just feel like completely out of my element with the dating scene here. But am I used to like rural area people? Yes, because I just left out of a rural area that was very like Trump supporter, so like I don't know. I guess nothing in that area would surprise me, but I'm also like, do I even feel like trying to date because I have so much going on in my life? Like, I literally have several things like occurring. Like, I'm starting a new job that's going to be pretty stressful from what I can tell, and I just moved into my new apartment, even though I like live alone, so it would be like a perfect opportunity to like have somebody over. It's like, I just don't even really want to. Like, I hate getting bothered by others. I hate speaking to others. I hate people, I don't know, trying to approach me in a specific way and then dealing with them getting bored in 5 minutes because they realize that I'm not like the magical brown person they thought I was, and then I have to sit there and deal with the fact that like somebody just kind of used me for like whatever X amount of time they try to communicate with me. Like, I don't know, it just makes me really uncomfortable. So I guess I'll have to figure that out. This was not supposed to be a stupid video about me dating, but apparently it is now, so I don't know. I am gonna do an apartment tour eventually. It's just right now everything's super cramped, and I'm not even sure if I want to like, I don't know, show certain parts of my apartment just because I don't know, it's my living space, whatever. Like I might not even show my room on camera because it's my room, but at the same time, like I don't know, there's nothing even like scandalous going on in there. It's just where I sleep. I don't know. I really want to finish decorating and I want to get all the boxes like in one place and then get rid of a few of them and then keep some of them just in case. But other than that, I think that's all that's going on. Like, I just want to be happy and not feel like I'm missing out constantly because of the whole dating situation. But at the same time, I feel like realistically, I shouldn't just go into dating just to date. I should probably go in there like intentionally with what I want and like when I should, leave these situations, because so many times I go into these situations of like going on dates and then like within the first 5 minutes I'm like, I can tell I should leave, and then I don't leave, and then I sit there and then I'm back and forth, and it's like this whole thing, and it's like I should just listen to myself more and not give people so much of a benefit of the doubt, because I feel like every time I do that I screw myself over because I knew what I wanted and then I said, too bad, you have to give everybody a try. And it's like I give people a try and it's just such a waste of time and energy. And like people tell me to be less picky. At one of the conventions I recently went to, it was kind of funny. Like I was talking to another Asian lesbian who was tabling with me, and she essentially was like, you should grow out your hair and then you'll find a girlfriend in 5 minutes because like butch lesbians will like you then. And I'm like, the thing is, I don't want to have to change my appearance just to get somebody interested in me. If they really don't like how I look, then like what the fuck am I gonna do, I don't feel like trying to be feminine again. Like I've done that before where I've like tried really hard to be like girly to attract butch lesbians, and it worked, but I was miserable the whole time. Like I was not happy for obvious like gender dysphoria reasons. And even then, like I can't speak. I'm like very manic right now, and like I think what I'm saying is making sense, but at the same time, I'm like, definitely my words are running into each other, and I hate it when I do that. So that's happening. But once again, I am not editing out because I hate editing things. So I don't know. I just need to not compromise on myself, and I also need to not compromise in regards to others and the things that I want, because that's not fair. And if somebody, like, literally we're on a date and the person's like, yeah, I'm not having a good time, I'd be like, okay, bye. And I know I'm supposed to be like, no, come back, I really like you, I'm gonna win you over. Like, no, dude, just let the person go if they want to go, you know? Like, it's really not the end of the world. And I've never been somebody to try to, like, really actively pursue somebody if I think it's genuinely going nowhere. I just don't think it's a good idea. So I don't know. I think that's about it. My toilet keeps running. I told the property managers, and they literally were like, just jiggle the handle. I'm like, I'm not getting up to jiggle the handle every 5 seconds, because it does that every 5 seconds. So, like, maybe fix it, and they're not going to fix it. So, like, I've been in this apartment for 5 seconds, and that's how the property managers are. And it makes me very nervous to finish unpacking my things, because you never know. But, yeah, whatever. Well, not whatever. I actually really hate the property managers. I think they're really shitty about it. Because every time I told one of the property managers that I'm having a problem, he's like, oh, well, let me give you several different excuses and then, like, all this stuff, and say I tried to call you, but you have a new number, so I didn't know. It's like, I left you several different messages with the new number, including text messages with the new number from the new number. So, like, maybe don't fuck around like that. Like, whatever. So, that's it for this video, hopefully. And I think, yeah, I don't even know if I'll post this, because I feel like I was just talking about nothing for 20 minutes, but maybe I was. Who knows? All right. I will talk to you later. Bye. Ugh.